So, you ever get to the end of the project and then you go through your stash and figure out, okay, what else can I make? I have some stickers, I have some of these odds and ends, uh, the title pieces, I forget what they call them, bits and pieces. Here's some tags and cut aparts. There's a lot of scrap paper there. Some frames I've already made. Here are just miscellaneous, lots of snowflakes. I have these cute little pieces, so I have some little characters, which is great. I can use those. So I want to use what I have left, including all this pattern paper from the collection. I also have petite prints, which I want to use the pattern paper more than anything. So I'm going to make a mini album. The size of the mini album is going to be 4 by 5.5 with a 2-inch spine. That white paper you see in the center is actually, it's a blue flocked paper. I got it with a winter collection, so I'm going to use that in the spine on the center. I like putting double-sided tape on either side of the chipboard, and then I put my chipboard down, just slightly touching that double-sided tape. Then, of course, I'll cut the corners and use some adhesive and fold it and put it all together, and there is our cover. I have lots of tutorials on my channel, so if you want to see this in slower motion, just look at my channel and look up a tutorial. So because there's this flocked paper, I wasn't sure how things were going to stick, so I'm using some double-sided permanent adhesive in addition to the wet glue. The wet glue is the Designer Dries Clear glue from the Art Glitter Company. I'm taking just a little scrap of paper, because that's all I have, and covering the spine. I wish I had had just more than 1/4 of an inch on the wings of the spine, but it's okay. Once I glue it down, and I'm going to cover this with pattern paper. First I'll cover it with cardstock and then pattern paper. So I'm working it in just to make sure I get good coverage. Then I like it to dry flat before I play with it anymore. So I will do that. Well, this isn't a tutorial. I am going to give you some measurements of the pages in case you wanted to make something like this. It's a real simple mini album. The pages, so there's 3 of them. This one is 8 7/8 by 5. I'm going to score it at 3 3/4 and at 5 1/8. The next one is a little bit smaller. It's 8.5 by 5. I'll score it at 3 3/4 and 4 3/4. This one is 8 by 5. I'll score it at 3 3/4 and 4 1/4. So the centerpiece is consecutively smaller because we'll stack one on top of the other. So I'm going to fold and burnish on these score lines. Now, if you wanted to, you could leave it bigger and put flaps on the end, but I just decided to keep it real simple. I'm using double-sided adhesive and liquid glue to put this onto the spine. I want to make sure it stays real good. In my mind, the double-sided adhesive holds it while the liquid glue dries. So I'm going to add some more double-sided adhesive here and burnish that real well. And this one I'm going to add a little bit bigger piece of double-sided adhesive. I think I'll go with the 3/8 of an inch. So I'll burnish that real well. I am using petite prints on here because I didn't have any of the pattern paper that was big enough. I could have used some cardstock and just added what I had to it, but again, I really didn't have much. So I'm going to work this spine now that the glue is dried, make sure that it folds real well. So the first piece, I'm going to fold and add glue, being fairly generous with the glue at this point, because it's the spine, it's the hinge. I mean, it's real important. It's what the basis of everything. So I do my best to center it on here. You've got a little bit of wiggle room, but once that double-sided adhesive adheres, you're done. So make sure you get it right the first time. And then I burnish it real well, probably better than I burnish anything. Okay, and then the next one, peel off the backing of my double-sided adhesive, add my liquid glue. Probably used more than I needed. because it did seep out. If it seeps out, I feel like I've used too much. So you line up the top and the bottom and just center this onto the other piece. And one more piece. Just a little bit of glue here because there's not much room. I think this is 1/2 inch. So put it on, center it, and you know what? It's handmade. You get what you get. Okay, now I'll open the pages and burnish real well. I'm happy with how this turned out. I'm going to do decorating, but I'm not going to do that step by step. I think it would drive you all crazy because there's so many steps, and I go back and forth a lot of times on it. But I will show you what I add to the pages, and you'll be able to figure out what I did. It's basically using the scraps I had left. I will cover the inside covers, although you don't have to. If you're going to use flaps or pockets or whatever you put on the inside pages, you don't really need to cover the inside covers, but I just wanted to have sort of a blank slate so I knew what I was working with. Don't know where that thumbs down came from. I don't know why that appears. I have to figure out what in my program makes that happen. But please, reminds me to tell you, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up now. I know you'll be happy with it. Well, I'm hoping you'll be happy with it. So let me finish this up and then I'll do a walkthrough. Okay, so again, I used the Doodlebug Collection Snow Much Fun. Came out a year or two ago. Just cute, fun Yetis and snow people, and it just was a fun collection. This mini album measures 4 by 5.5 with a 2-inch spine. It's a little bigger than normal, but you can see I added a lot of ribbon and dimensional adhesive, so it works out fine. Now, of course, you couldn't put 4 by 6 photos, but you could put smaller photos here. The cover obviously has some Yeti and snow people. I'm trying to show you that it is popped up to add just some dimension, and so is this Hello Winter greeting. I've got a couple of enamel dots. This is a sticker that said something else, but I just covered it up. So this is that flocked paper. It was from Doodlebug. I don't know where it came from. Just put a sticker on the back. This is just another piece from the sticker sheet, and this was one of the pieces of ephemera I had left. I wanted to use it. So inside, I don't have any magnets in here. It's a quick, simple mini album. We've got the snow person with the hot cocoa, which is sort of funny. There's some snowflakes because I had a ton of snowflakes. And then you open it up. I used a sticker. I used a couple of different pieces. I had a lot of long, thin strips of paper. This was from a 6 by 6 collection. I didn't use it this time, but I had it in my stash. And here is a little cut apart. I took some of the quote marks that were from the sticker sheet, and that goes inside here just like that. That goes in there. And I still had a lot of tags, even though I've made 2 tag albums. I took one of the sticker sheet? No, I had a mug that I put on here. I made this tag, covered up another tag that I had already used just to add something. So this is our little hot cocoa page. I had some of these because I made cards last time I used this collection, so I used my leftovers and made these little frames. So I had them left, and they thought they'd make a nice little photo mat. So anyhow, we add our little tags in there. Here we've got a side-loading pocket with the sign that says Hot Cocoa, Sledding Shops, and Ski Slope. Another little photo mat in there. I made mountains just using some scraps. That was a sticker from the icons sheet. This was from one little teeny cut apart, the little girl on the sled. So I put her on a little mountain and she's sledding down it. Here's just a cut apart I had left over. So that goes in there. A border strip down at the bottom, a little white tree. That was from the sticker sheet. Another little photo mat, and that will fit in the pocket nicely. I just thought the houses looked nice. Here's a little house sort of vignette sticker that says Frosty Way, that says Wonderland. A little house, our little penguin friends, and another little house on a tag that I sort of made. And oh, that one's adhered. So this is sort of a tuck spot. Yeah, you'll notice there's a lot of tags because I had a lot of tags left over. I bought an extra tag sheet. I don't think I needed to. If you saw, I've already made 2 tag albums, which came out really cool, so make sure you go check that out. So the Yeti sitting on this round circle that was from the odds and ends. And here is yet a good spot to do some journaling on. This is a tuck spot, so it just sits right there. So here we've got Yeti. All right, so I got a little goofy at the end. Trying to use up the stickers because I only had a little bit left. I put a little hat on the Yeti, and he's got mittens on. Little heart there. So there's that, and a cut apart. All fit in here. And this was from a cut apart, and I just sort of fussy cut around it. So room to journal, room for little photos. Just a fun little album. Now, I loved this page. Isn't that fun? So that was from the bits and pieces, or whatever, the one that has all the words on it. And then I had those two. I just cut some white paper, scored it right where this was going to be, and I just thought it was a fun little piece. So added a little more stickers to that tag. That can go in there. Another little house. Here is our bear and a tree with a bird. So just fun. If I put this right, it looks like the bear's peeking out from behind the guy. Here's a pocket, little sticker here. This is popped up. The snowflakes popped up. I put these two together. And here's just a little place you could put 2 or 3 photos right there. Snow happy. A little tag, or yeah, whatever that is. And that says sweater, weather, pretty tree, and that says snow happy together, which I just have that tucked in behind here. And then another one of those, whatever they are. Oh, I have 3 tags here. Added the girl coming off the side of one of them, and they'll open like that. I added it onto that green paper, and did I open it? Oh, it is open, so I could add something underneath here, but I didn't. All right, I just stacked some stickers. I love these curly Q stickers. Let it snow. I like green and blue and the teal. I think that looks real pretty together. The quote marks, maybe I didn't need that, but I like to use them. There is that. The snow cone maker, and this was actually part of a 4x4 cut apart that I cut down. I think I used it elsewhere, the frame. Snow pretty with a snowflake, a little frame, and a bunny rabbit cloud, the curly Q, and it says cold. And that goes in there. We have the little bunny peeking out. And then on the inside back cover, I have a pocket, a bird on a tree and his friend sitting there, little snowman with love, and favorite winter memories, a little cut apart folded in half, or not a little, one of those 8x3 cut aparts. I love those. So there is that. That's that. And there we go. And that is the last thing that I am going to make using the So Much Fun collection. I say that, and then I want to show you. So these were from the last time I used it. This was from the 6x6 sheet, and I just made cards using these cut aparts. So I just wanted to show you a quick and easy way of using cards, and the little scraps left over. It says, have a warm and cozy day. Let it snow. sending love your way, and having so much fun. Love the colors. Love everything. So that is it. That is what I have left. Now, I say that and I tell you, I have a sticker sheet left and a lot of snowflakes, but that's pretty much it. I usually try to get rid of everything after I finish a collection, but it all fit inside a small little envelope, so I am going to keep it. Do I have it handy? No, I don't. I'm going to keep it. I foresee myself getting this collection another time because it was so much fun. Haha. Thanks so much for watching. Please go ahead, hit that like button if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and see what's going to come up next. By the way, what is coming up next is, so this was a way of smashing all of what I had in a paper pad. That is what I'm going to be doing for 2025. Every month in a collab, Paper Stash Smash, I and several other collaborators are going to be given up criteria what to use, and we're going to work all that month on trying to smash that paper pad. So if you have paper in your stash, which if you're watching this, I'm sure you do, why don't you join along, use the hashtag, and show us what you've been able to smash. Thanks so much for watching, and have a fabulous day.